up, beautiful people? It's your girl, Beautiful Kinks. Welcome back for another video. This video is going to be a part of my Cosmo series. I wanted to give you guys some insight on passing the state board. Okay, I know it's like one of the scariest things that you can ever come across in cosmetology school, one of many. But I get a lot of questions about it. A lot of questions about how I passed, what did I study, how did I do it, little tips and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be great to give you guys some insight on what I did and what helped me pass the cosmetology state board exam. But before we get started, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, girl, what are you doing? Like, what's the hold up? Why are you stalling? I'm pretty sure you've watched at least 3 of my videos by now. You know, just join the family, okay? We are here, we support, we encourage each other here on this channel. I just love educating other people on things that I know and I've experienced. And I mean, if nothing else, you'll get a good laugh. So join the family, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well to get indicators of when I upload. That way you are on it, girl. You don't miss a beat, okay? So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the main 3 things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys are my experience. I'm going to be sharing with you the written part of the exam, and I'm going to be sharing with you the practical part of the exam, okay? So starting out with the practical. Practicals are basically when you are in a classroom or in the facility where you're being tested and you are demonstrating the skills, the knowledge, the technique of whatever service you're providing on your mannequin. It's going to require you to be basically on point with everything. So I took my practicals at my school, thank God, okay? Because I don't know what I would have done if I had to sit in a room full of strangers or in front of a stranger instructor person that I'd never met and do a practical. I would have forgotten everything. So luckily I was able to do it with one of my favorite teachers, Miss Marcia. I love you. Shout out to you, Miss Marcia. You are the GOAT, okay? But yes, and I had another teacher as well, Miss Allison. She's also the GOAT and she's awesome. They basically allowed us to do our practical in a separate room with the people that we started our mannequin class with. And yeah, it was fun. It was cool. You know, she was very insightful. She made sure that she was fair. She didn't just like cut corners, anything like that. And I appreciated that. But she wasn't crazy stern either. She wasn't like, you know, like, it wasn't like that. It was very relaxed. You know, it was a calm environment. So everybody got to focus. Everybody got to, you know, we got to laugh in between certain parts of the test. So it was a very chill vibe and I really appreciated that. And many of you may not be as lucky to have that experience. You may have to go to a community college campus where they have it on site and you have to do it there. Or, you know, you may have to go, I don't know, somewhere else. Maybe you're downtown or wherever they have it. Every school is different. Every state is different. One thing that really helped me was our procedure book. This was a requirement as a part of my cosmetology school graduation requirements. And it's basically just, what is this? It's basically just different procedures that we put in a photo album. So we basically wrote it on flashcards, index cards, whatever you want to call it. And we just put it in the book. And this was just basically like a way to go back and refresh ourselves with certain procedures, certain steps. So yeah, there's plenty of different little, you can't really see it. Sorry guys, the exposure is kind of crazy, but you can basically see like the cards, and we basically just put the different techniques in there. And it's just really good to refresh your memory. It's good if you're doing a client. It's good if you're practicing on your mannequin and you want to, you know, do steps and just refresh yourself. So I would suggest, even if you're not required to do it for school, I would suggest creating one of these anyway. You could just get you a photo album from the dollar store, girl. Like, it don't have to be crazy expensive. I believe I got this, I had this for years, y'all. I don't even know where I got this, but I'm just gonna say maybe Walmart. And just keep it simple. Get you some cheap little flashcards. You can get those from the dollar store as well. And just use this to refresh your memory and just go over it and over it. If you're still in school, refresh your memory every day. Make that a part of your ritual for the morning, is to like refresh yourself with one of the techniques or maybe a few of the techniques at a time. And then by the time graduation comes around And by the time you're expected to take the state board exam, then you'll be all set. You'll, you know, it'll be up here. Another thing that helped me with studying for the exam, studying for graduation, all of that good stuff, is my textbook. This is the textbook we used for my cosmetology school. I went to Capri Beauty College, and this is Cosmetology Fundamentals. So from my understanding, there are different fundamental books and guides depending on the school you go to. This was our textbook. It's pretty thick, pretty heavy, but if I felt the need to refresh myself, say on pin curls, it just opened up to pin curls, I have all of that information right here. So I can just go through it, I can highlight it. This is my book. I paid for this, so I can write all in it, I can scribble in it, I can do whatever I want to do in it. So depending on your situation, I'm pretty sure you buy your textbooks as well. I don't think anybody rents their textbooks for cosmetology school, but I don't know. So if you're able to, go ahead and go in there, highlight what you need to remember, maybe jot it down on a notepad, notebook, anything, whatever works for you. So I did go over this book just a little bit, but I wasn't about to be carrying this book around, girl, and I didn't have the time really to go through every single chapter, because as you can see, this book is pretty thick. So it would have took me forever to go through every single chapter, not knowing exactly what's on the exam. So yeah, I wasn't doing that. So with that being said, that led me to our little Cosmetology Fundamental Designer's Approach guide. So they give us this with our kit. This was a part of the textbook kit, and I am so glad that they did this, y'all, because this little thing has everything that big book has. Everything that big textbook you just saw me pick up, it's in here. Like, what? And then they put little tests and quizzes in here too. So basically this is like the test for that big book. It's like, if you want to go in and kind of get an idea of what's on the exam, get an idea of what's on your school final, there are plenty of things in here. Like, one of the questions is, what determines the width and the strength of a wave? And you have options A, B, and C, multiple choice type of thing. And the entire book is multiple choice, but they have each chapter in that big textbook in here. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, and my teachers were very thorough when they were like, study this, you know, go over it, write all in it, practice it, whatever. But this is what they encouraged us to study. Okay, so the practical portion of this video is done. Now I'm going to talk about the written portion. So the written portion of the cosmetology state board exam is basically, it's not physically written with a pen and paper, it's on the computers. I had to go to one of my local community colleges, and it was basically a room. They had plenty of computers in there, and they didn't want you to talk. They didn't want you to move. They didn't want you to, you know, have anything on the desk or on the little station where the computer is. They wanted your hands had to be physically on top of the desk at all times. You couldn't get up when you wanted to. You had to like type to this little chat person on the other side of the screen and let them know what was going on, or if you needed a break or whatever. And you were allotted a certain time for a break. You were allowed 15 minutes at the most for a break, and you had to get permission to get a break. You can't just get up and go to the bathroom or whatever, because they have to regulate everybody that comes in, that goes out. They have to make sure that you're not getting help from other people. They have to make sure you're not hiding notes or anything like that. So I mean, I get it, but it was a little extreme with certain things, and I was just like, okay. Like, for example, my license was on the computer desk, and you had to use your license, you had to put it up to the camera so the camera could take a picture of the front and the back. And I put my license down on because I didn't have my wallet. They locked all of my stuff up. I couldn't have my phone with me, I couldn't have my purse, I couldn't have my bag, I couldn't have my coat, my hat, nothing. Like, I had to just be just like this. I just had my little license, and I didn't want to lose it, so I just sat it down on the desk, not thinking about it. And next thing I know, I get a little ding, hey, remove the license off the desk. It's like, what? Like, what is this license gonna do? Like, this is not hurting anybody. There's no cheat codes on my license. Like, you just took a picture of it. So I was just like, okay, that's extra, but whatever. Or like having both hands on the desk at all times. It's like, I get it, but that's a little extreme. What if I gotta scratch my nose? What if I gotta you know, move my hair? What if something's in my eye? It's like, come on, like, but it was crazy. But nonetheless, I got through it, and I believe it was 100 questions, I want to say. And I could have taken a break, but I didn't want to. I went straight through it. I think it took me maybe between, I want to say 30 to 45 minutes to take the exam, but they give you 2 hours to take it. Now, again, I say this being from where I'm from, in Illinois. This was the standard for Illinois. I don't know about any other state. I don't know about any other city. This is just what we had to do and what we had to go through. So always just check in with your school, check in with your instructors, check in with the state, and check in with the people who give the test and the exam, and just go from there. So after you request to take the exam, they give you dates that are available. You pick a date, and then you just wait for that date to come, and then you take the test that day. And then after that, they'll give you on the screen, after you take the exam, they'll give you either a pass or a fail. They won't give you your actual score yet, but they'll let you know if you passed or failed, you know, because nobody wants to wait around for weeks at a time to figure out if they passed or failed. Like, they just, you know, they put people out of their misery, and they just let you know right up front before you walk out the door, which is awesome. So they let me know that I passed, and then I was so happy about that, and I felt in my heart that I passed, y'all, because a lot of the stuff I remembered, but some of it I didn't. And then I just had faith. I just, you know, went in there with all the faith in the world. You know, me and God, we were here that entire morning, like, so it worked out for me. So shortly after that, I want to say maybe like a week or so, they sent me something in the mail letting me know that I passed. It gave me my score, and it told me that I had to apply for my license. Now, the license requirement is $30, which is so crazy. It's like you have to pay for all of this stuff. You have to pay to take the test, which was like $180, and then now I have to pay $30 to get my physical license, which is not even something that grand or that, you know, that nice. It's like I have to print a piece of paper offline. Like, you want me to pay $30 to print a piece of paper? But I'm like, okay, whatever, that's cool. So they're giving me 1 year to get my license before, I guess maybe I have to end up taking it again. I don't know, but just know that I'm definitely going to be getting that license. I'm going to be paying for it. I'm going to print it off, all that good stuff, because I don't need those problems. Okay, been there, done that. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to move on. Okay, so all in all, the exam wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. There were questions on there that I guessed, but that's process of elimination, girl. What can you do? Like, they taught us that in school. If you don't know, then eliminate and just figure it out, or guess. Okay, so the questions weren't that bad. It was a lot of chemical related questions, as I thought it would be. A lot of safety, a lot of procedure, techniques, you know, anything with like color, bleach, all of those type of questions. So I did pretty well, and I'm proud of me for that. And it was definitely an experience that I don't want to ever do again. No, I'm just kidding, but it was good. It was a good experience. So I hope that this video gave you some insight as to what you could possibly or potentially go through upon taking the state board exam for cosmetology. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave the questions in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer them. Yes, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, okay? Like, the likes need love too. Feel free to share this video with anybody who needs some kind of insight. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.